When I was in the third grade, we had a segment where we learned about different ways to keep our environment green and healthy. This was actually my first encounter with the idea of being kind towards the environment. It wasn't until junior high, though, when I learned about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, plastic pollution, and the problem that it all causes. After I learned about this, my passion towards being kind towards the environment had seen a drastic incline. So, the speech that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, plastic pollution, the problem it all causes. People need to be educated on the dangers that all of this generated plastic has on our ecosystem. So I feel like it is my duty to inform the inhabitants of this earth about this problem. Over the past years of conducting research on this topic through forms of podcasts, articles, magazines, etc., because I have such an immense passion for it, had made me want to do my topic on this. So today I'll be covering what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is, the problem that comes with all of it, and solutions we could all do to help combat this problem. So, without further ado, I'll begin with my first topic, what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is. According to the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a large collection of garbage in the ocean, which is mostly plastics, that is caused by the currents flowing in the ocean and people throwing trash into it. These currents, which are called gyres, are the way the ocean waves move, and it is all around the earth, but the most prominent garbage patch is right here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right next to China. Over the years, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch has grown to be twice the size of Texas. There are multiple other garbage patches, but the one closest to China is the most prominent. Why is this? Because China pollutes the most trash in our world. According to an article posted by Hannah Ritchie and Max Roser, China has the most factories that produce most of the world's goods, wants, and needs. And what comes with producing the most in the world also creates the most waste. And China tries to get rid of a lot of this waste by throwing it into the ocean. So there is a big pile of garbage trash, which is mostly plastics, because China produces the most plastics in the world, closest to China. And the problem that comes with all of this trash, other than it looking ultra unflattering, is that fish mistake it for food. Because when plastic is suspended for a long time, like this plastic bottle, it turns into multiple pieces. And the longer it's suspended in the water, it turns into thousands of pieces, potentially, which are called microplastics and can be smaller than a grain of sand. One single bottle can turn into thousands of pieces of microplastics, which fish mistaken for food because they look like plankton. Once fish eat these microplastics that resemble plankton, they don't get the nutrients that they would if they were to just eat the plankton, so they keep eating more plastics and hope to get the nutrients. But once they don't get the nutrients, a lot of them end up dying. Along with this, the small fish that eat the microplastics get eaten by bigger fish, which in return get fished by humans for our consumption. So if you eat fish from the ocean, there is a good chance that you're going to be eating microplastics, which is not good for you. According to a National Geographic study, there was a study done where they took 650 larval fish and dissected them to inspect to see how much microplastics were in their system. And they found that 8% of the 650 larval fish had microplastics, which may not seem like a lot, but compared to the entire ocean, that could be a lot of fish. That is a lot of fish. And because humans have manifested this problem to a massive extent, a lot of people and a lot of scientists have thought of ways to reduce the amount of plastic in the ocean, with the end goal of getting rid of all of it in the whole, because they see it as a major problem, because it is. In the past couple of decades, many organizations have formed with technology and volunteers to get rid of this plastic in the ocean, with the technology getting better every year. Scientists have also discovered worms called waxworm, which are able to digest the plastic, and they have made a man-made bacteria that are able to get rid of the plastic as well. So that helps get rid of the plastic problem. And there are also ways everyone can help reduce this problem in the ocean by something you may have already heard of: reduce, reuse, and recycle. One, you could reduce the amount of plastic you consume by looking for other alternatives, like filling up your water bottle instead of buying a plastic bottle of water. You could reuse the plastic you already have, like reusing an old milk jug to fill up your plants outside with water. And if you want to get rid of your plastic waste, you could always recycle it. So just make sure it's you wash out all the food in the bottle and make sure it's not dirty, and then throw it into your recycling bin. Today, I informed the audience about what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is, the problem it causes, and ways we could all reduce it, and how people are reducing it. This is a massive problem for our society and the world, and we need to combat this. So my hope is that you are more informed about this problem and you do your part to put it to an end, with the hopes that we all have a plastic-free ocean for generations to come. Thank you.